We are going to start our chimichurri marinade with a half cup red wine vinegar and 3/4 cup extra virgin olive oil in a mixing bowl or food processor. Remove the seeds from your chilies depending on how hot you want the marinade. Since I'm using a food processor, I'm just going to rough chop them. If manually mixing, finely chop your peppers. When prepping large amounts of food, I like to keep a bowl on my cutting board to discard anything I don't use. Next, we're going to rough chop a shallot. If you've never used a shallot before, it has a mild onion and garlic flavor. Start with peeling off the outer layer and slice widthwise and add to your bowl. If you're not using a food processor, make sure to finely dice. Now we are going to peel our garlic. As I mentioned before, all of my recipes have already ramped up the garlic, so add or remove depending on your love or hate of garlic. To easily peel garlic, we are just going to lay it on the cutting board and smash it with the flat side of our knife. This makes the skin of the garlic clove fall right off. If your garlic is sprouting, I suggest removing it. Again, if you are not using a food processor, use a microplane or knife to mince the garlic. Add 1 teaspoon of salt. Add a half cup of cilantro. I prefer to remove the large stems off the leaves. We are going to rough chop this before going into the processor, but finely chop if you are mixing by hand. This measurement does not have to be exact and is just a guide. Add a 1/4 cup of flat leaf parsley, again removing the large stems off the leaves. Chop the same way we did with the cilantro. Now it's time to emulsify our marinade. We want to mix until fully combined and no large chunks are left in our processor. Start on a low speed and slowly increase. Quick tip for storing parsley or cilantro. Place in a small glass with a little bit of water in the bottom and put in your fridge. This will keep them fresh for a while. Now we marinate. Make sure to completely cover both sides of your flank steak. This steak is just over 2 pounds. Once done, we want to set in the fridge for at least 30 minutes or up to 5 hours. Once ready, place your steak on the grill. After 8 to 10 minutes, it's time to flip. To make our tortillas, we're going to use 3 cups all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon each of salt and baking powder, 1/3 cup extra virgin olive oil, and 1 cup warm water. Mix all your dry ingredients together and form a well in the middle of your bowl. Add your wet ingredients and mix until a shaggy dough forms. Once we have our shaggy dough, lightly flour a work surface, and we are going to knead the dough for 2 to 3 minutes or until it is smooth. Divide the dough into 16 portions. They do not have to be exact, but if you wish, you can use a scale. Once divided, roll into a ball and flatten out. They do not need to be shaped yet. Cover with a towel and allow to rest for 15 minutes. Using a tortilla press, we are going to flatten and shape each piece of dough. If you don't have a press, you can go straight to a rolling pin or use the bottom of a pan against your countertop. Now with a rolling pin, we are going to get them nice and flat, similar to what you would buy in a store. Using a cast iron pan or griddle, lightly brush each side with extra virgin olive oil and cook until they bubble up. Once they bubble up, flip and cook for another minute. Store your finished tortillas on a plate and cover them with a towel to keep them warm. Freshly grate 4 ounces each of Monterey Jack and mild cheddar cheese and toss to combine. Fresh grated cheese is always the answer. For our tacos, we're going to finely chop up some cilantro and cut our red onion into strips. If you aren't a cilantro fan, you can use parsley or lettuce. Make sure to let your steak rest for 10 to 15 minutes before cutting into thin strips. For flank steak, I prefer to cook a little longer as the meat can be tough when undercooked. Now the best part. Enjoy your tacos and top with any hot sauce or salsa you like. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please like and subscribe, and drop a comment of recipes you'd like to see in the future.